What's up YouTube? It's me, Falcon Hours. I'm back with another video. This time I've been going over my branded Despia deck. It is different to what other people are currently playing. Everybody's playing like 50, 60 cards, but I'm playing 40. I found a way to make it work at 40. It's fairly consistent. It does what it needs to do. By that I mean, you could loop Mirror Jades or you gimmick puppet them ultimately, right? But yeah, I know a lot of people are playing 50, 60. They're playing a lot of great cards. But then I recently I saw another channel. They do a lot of branded content. I think it's DX Games or DM Games, something like that. Sorry if I can't remember your channel. He got first place at his locals with 41 cards. Um, Great profile, goes in depth. But this is what I play. The main thing is I don't have triple tactics thrust. If I did, the deck would be completely different, like for sure. But this is what I play. So yeah. And then my most recent locals I went to, I also got first. And then besides that, locals usually whenever I take this deck, unless I get like there's been like I think like one time where I just got slumped the whole day, right? Like bad matchups. But most of the time when I take this deck, I go like X1 or X2 when I get like second or third. But yeah. So starting off, play the one ad libitum. I don't play the second Quem. One, because I don't have the second Quem, but I personally don't feel like I've ever needed it. Of that I can recall, right? And then I just really like ad libitum being able to recur multiple fusions. Mainly the Mirror Jade, of course, or there's been a few times where I actually do his on-field effect to boost attack stats. And when you boost up all your guys' stats, it gets pretty nasty. And then triple Aliber, it's your searcher for the deck. I know people play two. Some people play two. You could go for that. You could play two with the one kit, but I don't play kit, so I just play the triple Aliber. So I like it at 3. And then the one Quem. Minimum, you need at least one Quem. If you're an existing branded player, you should already have it. But if you're a new player, welcome. But if you don't have a Quem yet, at this point, I say just wait until they reprint it. Unless you're going to like a bigger event, then I recommend picking it up, But then the one tragedy, only the one. I'm not playing, Allure. I don't even play Gold Sark. I just play Foolish, and it works out for me. And then I guess that's it for the Despias. Now for like the more branded Albaz cards, play the one Albion. Since I'm not playing a bigger deck count, the one's fine. You could try two, but I like the one for me. Triple Albaz. This is for sure 3 of. I used to play 2 like way back in the day, but 3 is for sure mandatory at this point. Like there are certain times where you just fly through your resources, and having the option for that third does come up. 2 Cartesia. This is minimum for sure. 2 of. You want to at least have 1 copy in deck for whatever reason, so 2 is perfect. The 1 Merc Harrier. I've seen people play 2 of this currently, and I kind of want to try that out, but right now I like the 1, and it's what I got first with, Then the 1 Lubellion and the 1 Sireneer. Currently, since it's like a fire format, there's no need to have multiple or a bunch of different bestial names. Just having the straight to the point, Lubellion gets you opening, and then Sireneer helps you send the trap. Just straight up, good 2 cards. And then the honorary branded card, the Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. This card's nasty, but it's what the deck does, And then since I played Crossout Designator instead of Thrust, I play the 2 Ash. Play the 2 so that if you draw 1, you have another one to cross out later. So yeah. So for the monsters, for the spells, triple fusion. I'll go through the spells really quick. Triple branded fusion, the 1 branded in red, the 1 branded lost, and then triple branded opening. That's it for the branded spells. Fusion is mandatory at 3. The 1 red, I like the 1 red, but there is times where I do kind of want a second one, so I might find a way to put in a second one. But for right now, 1 does work. The 1 lost, for sure the 1 lost, because you can either search it if you have everything else that you need, or you could just tutor it out straight up with Lubellion. So you have ways to it. And then the triple opening, just because it's your it's like a starter slash extender. Card's very good. Not much to say. And then for the rest of the spells, triple deployment, one call by the grave, one foolish, triple cross out, and then triple super poly. So fusion deployment, mandatory 3 of, helps you get access to your Cartesia or your Albaz, depending on your scenario. Or you still play Dragoon, shout out to you. You know, you could bring out Dark Magician with this. I've done that before. The one called by to go along the cross out, you stop the Ash, you stop a Veiler, or just stop Fire Princess, you know, great card. And then the Foolish helps you send Tragedy to grave. Where's it at? Helps you send Tragedy to do his effect. Or you could send like an Albaz if you need one in grave for a Branded in red. Helps you send Albion if you want to be able to, you know, start sending other things to grave. Or worst case scenario, you could always just send a Puppet. You know, like it does come up randomly. Excuse me. But yeah, so the one Foolish comes in clutch. I don't think I've needed Gold Sark recently, so the one's fine. Triple cross out, since I don't have thrust, you have to play cross out to resolve your Branded Fusion. There are a couple of times post side deck. Let's say I took out the cross out going second. And it feels so free, like just resolving Branded Fusion. I have to worry. It's kind of funny. But yeah, like the deck doesn't necessarily need thrust or cross out, but it does help. You get me? And then triple super volley. I know this is another different card people aren't currently playing. It does make the extra deck tighter, which kind of sucks. But I like the utility behind it, just because going first, you could really just slap your opponent in the face with it. Like if they try playing through your board, you flip this on them and they're like, oh crap, I'm done, right? Or going second, you know, they make a board, you get rid of it. Or worst comes to worst, you just go, all right, set Albaz, and you just activate Super Poly on them, and then they're screwed. You know, their goose is cooked, if you say. Sorry, just being cringy. But yeah, so that's it for the spells. And then the last cards are traps. The one Retribution, mandatory 1 of, you send it off of Sireneer, and just helps you recur your stuff. Or if you hard draw it or search it, you could have it as a negate. But yeah, and the last 2 cards are 2 imperms, just cross out targets. So in the main deck, my cross out targets are Ash and Imperm, which are the main cards, honestly. If you want to, you could try finding a way to add in Veiler. You could probably, like, if you don't want to play Super Poly, you could put in like 2 Veilers, and the last card could be like a Gold Sark, or you could play second in red. Things like that, right? That's for the main deck. For the extra deck, got my 2 tokens, my Yugi and my Nib token. Starting off 2 Albion. You need to play 2 of this. One's to make and the other one's to dump off of Mirror Jade. Self-explanatory. 1 Rinbrum. This card comes up randomly. When it does, comes in clutch. But yeah. And also, it could be like if you play against Fire Kings, this is a potential Super Poly target as well. 1 Sprint. I still play Sprint, but if I had Ad Libitum, I think it's called the dragon. Oh no, Alba Lenitus, my bad. The dragon contact fusion you could play. I'd play that instead of Sprint. But I don't have it, so I just play Sprint, and it works. 1 Lubellion, you know, the one's fine. It recurs itself. The 1 Sanctifier Dragon for the Gimmick Puppet Lock. 2 Mirror Jade. 2 is perfect. I seen people play 1 of it, but I feel like 2 is like a good middle ground. You know, you still get like access to the second one if like the first one's like gone forever or you don't have access to it. But yeah. And then I play the 1 Quartus. I play this over the Lulu, but I might put Lulu back in the deck. But randomly, I feel like Quartus just pops up more often for me. But in the future, probably gonna switch it back to Lulu. Well, I gotta see first, right? But I like the Quartus, but on paper, I guess Lulu would be a better option. And then I played the one Masquerade. I main deck this. I've never liked side decking extra deck cards. It just feels weird to me. So I just have it in the main deck, and it comes up a lot more often than you think. Being able to, like, burn your opponent and then potentially just swing back at them, really good. One Gragonol. I've been playing one for a good bit now. I used to play two, but I felt like, I don't know, that time period where I put two in, I just didn't feel like I needed it. Uh, but yeah, I like the one. Still got a second copy somewhere, but I like the one. Then super probably targets, the one Mud Dragon, the one Garura, and I guess you could count this as a super probably target, the Dragostapelia. Even though you hard make this more often than not, but these are the targets. Self-explanatory. Last card in the extra deck is Guardian Chimera. The one of it is fine. Like, if you're playing more branded or reds, I recommend just playing like 2 copies of this. But since I only play the one of, just the one Chimera is perfect. And now for the side deck. Since you saw my token, I side Nibs. Ideally, I don't side Nibs as to make him to drop it on somebody. I have it as a crossout target. But there are times where it does come up as an actual hand trap. I've done it a couple times. Like, I know going into time against Snake Eyes, I literally make Blazing Dragon, burn them, and then when they think they could break through, I drop this and they're like, crap. And then now, like, they're playing on, like, going uphill, right? So comes in clutch. And then I side deck Bestials. I know people just aren't side decking Bestials at all anymore sometimes, but I like still having that option. Like, why not? Especially against, like, Voiceless Voice. I hate that deck with a passion currently. Having more targets against them is good. Also against Labyrinth comes up. And then triple Cosmic Cyclone. Get rid of the pesky back row. Anti-Spell Fragrance. Like TC Boo. Like I said, just random floodgates that just pop up, right? Or even against a Fire King, hit their island. And then triple Droplet. Droplet is very good in this deck. If you don't like Super Poly in the main deck, you can put Droplets instead. But usually, depending on the matchup, I just switch the two and call it a day. And then another great card you can main deck instead if you like. Double triple Tactics Talent. If you have Thrust, you could main deck one and search it when you need it. But so I just hide 2 for now. Usually if I face a deck that has a lot of more hand traps and I intend to, like, stop with, like, cross out, I whip out Talents and goes pretty well for me. And then the last 3 cards, you see in my hero video, I love this card, Triple Evenly Matched. I literally side deck this in, like, all my decks. Card's very good. I always tend to, like, draw the one of it with, like, another crazy card, or I draw double and my opponent's just like, bruh, like, the card just loves me. But yeah, that's my branded deck. Hope you guys enjoyed. I've had this deck for a while, but I'm still trying to learn, random combos here and there. The deck's very explosive for sure. Different lines of play. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.